Now I'm good. How you doing?
I'm amazing. How are you?
Good. Hanging in there. Doing pretty good. Can't complain.
hmm
So where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, California. The sun came out today. It was very rainy past couple days, but we here now. Sun is coming out.
Congrats. Excuse me. Congratulations. Anyway, so my name's Chuck. I'm saying congrats. You know why I'm saying congrats? Because it's raining here and it's cloudy and it's
Where
raining.
are you?
I'm on the East Coast. I don't specify my exact location, but
Okay.
I'm on the East Coast.
Okay.
You know,
Got you.
you know
I'm
how.
always repping LA, you know. You know
Yeah,
where
no,
I'm
no, no.
at.
You kind of get the idea, but you know what it is.
hmm I also
Okay.
noticed you're CC as well. Hey,
Huh?
CC. You're CC as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you little CC, I'm big CC.
Yeah, big CC, little CC. Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because at first when I heard your name, I was like, Sid, what? I thought it was an S.
No, yeah, no. It's a C, the one and only, you
Right.
know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So talk to me a little bit. I talked to Jacob York a little bit about you. I've been actually talking to him for like seems like forever,
hmm
trying to make this happen. And so he told me a little bit about you. First, that you were, a model, but also you're a producer. So I thought about you giving me just to start to set the tone, you giving me your top five dead or alive producers.
Producers currently, like right now.
Yeah, let's do currently.
Okay,
Or
currently,
or it
like
could be
right now.
or it could be who influenced you, like who like
Okay, I'll just mix them all in there. I'll just mix them all in there. I was starting with who influenced me. Like it was I actually had a conversation about him earlier today, Boy Wonder. That's the first producer I've ever heard of.
yeah.
Ever. It's a funny story of how I heard of him. Um
Well, what's the story?
prob- okay, the story real quick. So when I was younger, I don't know if other people thought this as well, but I used to think that the artists made their beats as well as getting on it and writing it and everything. I thought they did everything. So I used to love Eminem I still love Eminem, but I really loved Eminem when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was telling my mom, like, Eminem is so good at making beats. Like, I love all his beats, this and that. And the current song that was playing, she was like, Eminem did not make this beat. Like, no, there's something called a producer. And I was like, what? And then she ended up looking it up for me. And it was Boy Wonder that made that beat. I forgot the exact song, but the
Okay.
song is very big. And I should remember it. But if I go listen to it, I'll remember it. But yeah, that's how I heard of Boy Wonder. And that was the first producer I've ever heard of. Definitely Dr. Dre, Wheezy out of here, DY Crazy, and probably number five. I'm just going and say Wonder Girl. I love her work too.
Oh yeah, is she from Canada?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. We were putting well, we're working on a lot of stuff for all hip hop, and she's on our list of people to pay homage to. Um, because she's not super well known, but she puts in work. So we want to
She's
definitely
very well known in the industry. She's very well known by the right people. And I think
right.
that's all that matters. Maybe not by the public, but the right people definitely know exactly who she is.
Yeah, that's a
And
fact.
that's all that matters to me, as long as, like, the greats know who you are.
Is that your approach to things like when you're kind of moving in this world of music?
Yeah, I definitely would like to know everyone that's important in the room first, not necessarily based off of clout or like attention or that they get.
Mhm.
Um, Definitely more like who controls the rooms and who actually is the most credible and the smartest person in the room is like who I would want to like pick their brains more or like get to know them more.
Got it. So what's your like, I'm not super duper familiar with all that you've done. I've heard some of the songs. So for example, like well, first of all, what's your approach? Like what's the equipment you use? Like what is your, style?
Equipment. So starting with equipment, I actually have a laptop, a computer. I'm in my house studio right now. I have two speakers on either side of my desk.
Yeah.
Um, I use a keyboard sometimes if I want to actually play something that I hear in my head as opposed to drawing it on Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
So, but most of the time I'll draw it on Fruity Loops. And then what was the other question? I'm sorry.
And
Oh,
what
my style?
yeah.
So I used to be just West Coast type beats. That's mainly what I would focus on. Hence what Money in the Grave is a West Coast type beat.
Right.
But then I started to expand my, type of genres that I do make, because not everybody wants West Coast beats, and I would prefer to work with my favorite artists than to, stick to one thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do everything now except country. That's probably the only thing I haven't really tapped in.
What? That's big now.
No, it is. If Taylor Swift hit me up for some beats, I'm definitely working on some country stuff.
You might want to keep a couple of those tucked away just in case.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a guy named Jimmy Allen. He's big in country. He's a black country singer. I don't know him well, but he's
a couple producers that I've actually tried to work with recently said they're mainly only working on country now. So I was like, okay, that's pretty extreme, but it's good. It's really good because that's big right now, like you said.
Yeah, and black people are really getting into it. That's the funny part. That's the irony, because back in the day, we don't like country, and nobody's doing country. Now it's like, a lot of a lot of black people taking over. So it's so good. Yeah. So let me ask you. Okay, so I gotta ask you this. Did Drake hit on you before he asked you for that beat?
No. Actually, the only time he's ever spoken to me was about music, and that's it. Yeah. So that was kind of surprising to me. And most people are like, are you sure? But like, no, he's very professional. Very, very professional.
Okay. Because after that Ice Spice thing, I was always like, does he like fly everyone out or whatever? And just
no, he's never flown me out ever. But I have ran into him like on some modeling stuff, like come across him like going through his tour. So yeah, if I just run into him, then I run into him, but nothing like that, no.
So how was it working with him and Rick Ross? That was a two-shot.
Yeah, exactly. So I actually didn't get to go in the studio with him when he made Money in the Grave. I was working in England at the time, so he kind of just sent me a video of the song. But I didn't know Rick Ross was getting on the song until a day before it came out. Literally one day.
You're right. What'd you think of the results? Like, it's got
I loved it. That was my first time hearing it when it came out. I'm sorry, my dog is trying to get this squeaky toy. So if you hear a squeaky toy, she might go off of that. Okay. But yeah, I was really excited. So I heard the Rick Ross verse along with everybody else. I've been heard the Drake one like 3 months before when he first did it. But yeah, I was really excited because that's really what I was waiting for. I was like, oh, I get to hear Rick Ross's verse. Like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's dope. Well, I've seen some of the people you work with, but who say is your, preferred or favorite person that you've worked with?
Definitely Drake. Very easy to work with. I felt spoiled almost with how easy it is to work with him. Yeah. You get paid before the shit even comes out. Like, a lot of artists will make you wait a year. I'm still waiting years for some of my placements to get paid from that. But, it's no worries. I make money in a bunch of other aspects of life. So it's not like I'm pressed. But, it's just like he really spoils the people that he works with. It's great business. Yeah, I definitely say Drake is my favorite.
Yeah, I've heard nothing. I've never really heard anything bad about Drake. I think that's
why
I ask those questions. Because I'll be like,
I haven't either.
Yeah. So that's what's up. And when I interviewed him once, I've only interviewed him once, and it was a long time ago. And I asked him his top 5 dead or alive, and he started off with Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was like, yo, hold on a sec. This is all hip hop. Like, you sure you want to say Leonardo? Because they gonna go in on you. And he was like, I don't care. Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I love Leonardo too.
Yeah, me too, me too. I was
Mhm.
cracking up though, but I appreciated how bold he was with it. Like he didn't care. Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't care. So so what are you like working on now?
Working on now, same trap beats. I get to work with a lot of cool different artists now.
Yeah.
A lot of songs coming out this year. Yeah, but mainly like trap, hip hop type beats is what I like to work on the most. Sometimes R&B if I'm feeling like in like a moodier mood. But yeah.
I could definitely see you working with like SZA. I don't know why.
Mhm.
I feel like you and SZA would make a good combination.
I know I love SZA. I've actually reached out to her on Instagram. She has so many followers. She probably didn't see that shit, but
Yeah.
hopefully one day she will see it. Or if I come across her, she'll, be willing to work with me.
Who else would you like to work with?
Doja Cat,
Mhm, mhm,
Ice Spice,
mhm.
Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Travis Scott, Lil Baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
super spoiled. You super
Yeah.
spoiled. I guess
And
when
I
you
already got
start,
songs with some of them, but I'm not gonna say who.
say it again.
And I already got songs with some of them, but I'm not gonna say who.
Why?
Not yet. Cause you gotta wait till it comes out.
Not really.
Yes, really.
Yeah. We like to break stories here.
I
So,
know, I know. Not yet, not yet.
all right,
Next interview, I got you. Next time.
all right, all right. Um, you've had some controversy as well, so I kind of looked you up and saw some of the different things going on. So you've been sort of in the headlines for different reasons, like the Chris Brown thing, the stuff like that. In this day and age, is that helpful or is that more harmful?
It don't really affect me at all, actually, from what I've noticed, because I've still been able to do like super amazing things after that. And Chris Brown is my friend. Like,
Yeah.
we've never been on no type time like that. I just want to put that out there. That's just one of my friends. So yeah.
Well, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Maybe I misread, but Soldier Boy is like, I took her from Chris Brown. Is that
No,
like,
I did a music video with Soulja Boy, and I guess they were beefing about something else. And
uh,
that was nowhere near the same time frame. I've only met Soulja Boy like once ever.
okay.
And Chris is one of my friends, like I said. So I don't know. They just had some weird stuff going on
That's just
that has nothing to do with me.
boys being petty.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that don't got nothing to do with me.
Well, that's cool. But so being in those type of situations hasn't uplifted your profile, would you say, or no?
Again, I don't think it really affected it in any type of way. I just think it's just something that happened. It
Yeah.
was completely out of my control. So
Right.
I think people knew that as well. Like, there's nothing I could have done to like prevent that or anything. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
I could do is live in my truths at this point. But no, I don't think it affected me at all. Gave me a boost or affected me. No.
Mm. Are you still vegan?
Oh, I've been vegan for 6 years. Yeah, vegan is my life.
Is it hard to be vegan? Because I've been vegan off and
No.
no,
You
not in
said you've been
LA, but
vegan
what
when?
about huh?
You said you've been vegan when?
Like off and on throughout my life?
Okay, no, I've never been off it. I've always, once I started being vegan, that's what I
Yeah.
was.
Right, right. So I guess I should say I've eaten vegan off and on.
So
So
you probably like went cold turkey into being vegan.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, I
Like
didn't do
six
that. I
months.
like transitioned. Like I slowly cut out stuff, and that's what helped me be like more permanent in my vegan life.
Yeah, I've tried that, but it gets tough. Like, so when you're on the road, for example, what do you do? Do you pack meals? Do you like just find
I just think like because I modeled, like it's so easy for me to like not think about food.
uh,
Like I don't think about it. So when it is time to eat, I always like research or look up places in advance. Like if I know I'm gonna be in a place that I might not find anything,
right?
I'll look it up long before I get there and like the hours or like I'll order it ahead of time. Um but yeah, no, I refuse. Like I refuse. I would not eat anything with meat or
But what
cheese
about
or eggs.
but what about like Oreos? Like technically,
Oreos are vegan.
I know, but like it's not really like good for you though.
No, see, vegan and good for you is two different things. Vegan is just
Right.
no animals, no
Right.
animal products. Vegan doesn't mean healthy. It does. It's
Exactly.
not.
Cause
So
I was like eating vegan and I was still gaining weight. And I was like, wait.
no, yeah, exactly, because it's a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That's a fact.
no, it's not. It's not necessarily healthy unless you make it healthy. It can be healthy,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. So how's modeling and being a producer? Does it ever clash? Does it work to your benefit? Like is or
it
does
definitely works to my benefit, I would say. I think people look at me as like some sort of mogul in a way, or mogul in the making. Like I have more than one career, I have more than one focus, which a lot of people, it's hard for them to do that. But I don't know, I find myself thriving in that because it motivates me in both worlds. Like if I'm doing really good in my modeling world, then I got to turn it up in the music world. If I'm doing good in the music world, then I got to turn it up in the modeling world. Like they work hand in hand for me.
yeah.
Like last week I just did a Spotify runway, like fashion show runway. So it was like modeling and music, like both at the same time. So I thought that was really cool.
Did they play your song when you walked?
No, it was other girls performing. So it was their,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, like Bia, Coyle Ray. So they
Uh
were performing.
okay, got it. Did you like well, I should ask, who did you like I would imagine when you were growing up, you looked up and you saw, oh my God, like who for me, from modeling perspective, I was like Naomi Campbell. I was like, yo, she like the baddest chick I ever saw in my life. Did you
Hmm.
did you look up to anyone in particular or
Yes,
who
two
did
actually, Kimura Lee Simmons and Kate Moss.
uh
Yeah, Kimura, because we look kind of similar in the
yeah,
face,
right,
and
right.
like she's tall. I
Yeah,
love how she's a mogul as well, in multiple things.
definitely.
Um, and then Kate Moss was just like, I love how she could switch it up. Like she could
Mhm.
be a bad bitch. She could be in distress one time. She could be, looking all different types of ways. And that's like kind of how I look at myself too. So yeah.
That's dope. I love
Is
Kimura.
this toy annoying? Should I take it from her? Can you hear that toy?
No, I
My
can't
dog.
even hear it.
Okay, okay, okay.
I can't even hear it.
Okay, cool.
Nah, that's super cool. Yeah, no, I like Kimura too. And her sisters, I mean, excuse me, her daughters are models now.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
or at least one of them. At least one of them. I'm not sure about the other.
Yeah, I think they both have done some type of modeling.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
she's Harvard educated, all that.
Hmm.
Do you feel like people do you feel like you get judged based on your beauty? Like, do you ever, sometimes people will be like, oh man, they just like her because she's pretty, or they just, you know what I mean? Do you ever get the sense that you're being judged in that way?
Maybe just on the internet, but like in person, no, I think people are expecting of, a Drake co-signed person to know what they're doing or
Mm,
to know how to like move in
right.
certain situations. Cause in my opinion, you don't get no bigger than Drake. So no offense, but who are you to be? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
So no, not in person. I think people know better in person, like real professionals. But like people who aren't professionals, hell yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, he only worked with her because of this." But that's the only beat of mine that they've ever heard is the Drake beat. You get what I'm saying? So they don't know my actual talent or what I'm capable of. They haven't been in the studio with me. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, how long have you been modeling?
Since I was 18 and I'm 25 now.
Yeah, yeah. Are you I don't know. So so in my head, 25 sort of starts the adult the like becoming like a real adult. It's
Yeah. I'm a real adult now.
oh no, yeah. So how have you matured in the last like few years? I mean, also the other thing is this: modeling and music are very tough businesses to work in and exist in. There's so many different layers, and I would imagine being a woman, it's even more difficult. I know it is. Um, so growing up and maturing in those two industries can, I would imagine, be tough. How has that been for you?
I would say more in the beginning. The first year of each one was more tough than it is now.
Mhm.
I catch on really easily. I'm very coachable. Uh, I can kind of guess what things are gonna be like.
Mhm.
Um, but it definitely took a lot of, understanding and learning, and I'm still learning things. Maturity is definitely a part of it with working with artistic people, because artistic people can be sensitive. They can be, defensive about certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sensitive or defensive when it comes to work. So you just kind of got to learn how to work with different types of people and be a people person in that moment, even though I'm not a people person. But yeah, just learning how to communicate and get your point across without it being like, an issue. And then also, not everything deserves a response. That's another thing that I've learned.
Yeah. How have you dealt with the internet? I mean, I the longer I go, the more I deal less with social media to my own detriment because my following has kind of flatlined in the last year or so because I just don't update enough and I'm not really interested in the performance to me. But for you, it seems like it's a necessary evil. Is that true? And also, I mean, obviously the comments and things like that. That's always
I've always been used to comments for years now because I've always had a following since high school. It don't like, you could tell me anything in the world, whether it's true or not, and I won't care. Like, it don't bother me. Like, I'm way, way, way more successful than anybody that got anything to say about me. So
right, right.
I don't care. Like, it don't matter to me. Like, there's nothing anyone could actually tell me that I'll be like, oh shit, like that hurt. No.
Yeah.
So, but as far as like the following part, I guess it could matter depending on what you're looking for. If you're making money on the internet, yeah, it does matter. But if you're not making no money on the internet, it don't really matter. But um, yeah, as far as like a fan base, I guess that is important for certain types of people. I'm not an artist, so I don't really care. I feel like that's more important if you're like an artist. Um, I
When you're
just
an
make
artist, just to produce, you're an
yeah,
artist.
but I don't need fans to go play my shit for me to make money. I mean, I do,
Yeah,
but at
I
the
feel you.
same time, it's more so the artist on what they do with it. So yeah, I just get my beats sold same price every time. So
Your price gotta be up now. It
oh
can't
no,
be.
yeah, as the time goes on, but during each time phrase, it's kind of the same. But yeah, it goes up for sure.
Now, I saw an interview with you and Be Real, the legendary rapper from
Hmm.
Hill, and I saw
Hmm.
you like classical music, and I
I
thought that
love classical music.
talk
Yeah.
to me about that and why is it, such a like preferred type of music for you?
I love it because like it was one of the first genres I ever really learned about.
Okay.
Um, when I was in school, I went to like a performing arts school. So we got to learn about it, and it was so relaxing, like hearing it at a young age.
Right.
So it kind of grew on me, and then like me learning about it, I could actually picture it, like them making it, the vibe that they. I can get into any type of music if I can understand the vibe. Like if I'm in New York and they're playing some New York shit, I can vibe with it. If I'm in Tennessee and they playing some country shit, I could vibe with it. If I'm in Europe and they playing some European shit, I could vibe with it. So like classical music is so old, it's hard to catch the vibe because we don't understand it, but learning about it helped me catch that vibe. So I
Right.
will always forever appreciate it. And it helps my open my mind more to like different sounds or like different melodies, or, you know, it's like a reset almost, constantly always making a trap beat, trying to make the hardest trap beat. Like you can get sucked in it. So, you know, just a reset, listening to classical music. Even if I'm not about to work on a beat, I still like to play classical music in the morning before I go to bed. It's just good for your mind. And there's like studies that show listening to classical music actually makes you smarter.
Yeah,
So
that's a
yeah,
fact.
I love it.
You ever seen it live?
Hmm. Yeah, more so like if it's like, for example, I don't know if it's considered classical music, but I'm a big fan of Star Wars. So they was playing the whole soundtrack in the orchestra at, I think it was the Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
But yeah, stuff like that, like a live orchestra, like I'll definitely go watch that for sure.
that's what I do too. They do a lot of times they'll do an orchestra with the movie actually playing and the orchestra's playing during the movie. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, cool. No, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that. It was just the orchestra when I went, but that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. So, look, what about your upbringing? You're what, well, not West Coast, but Los Angeles, like born and raised.
Hmm.
What was your youth like? Come.
My youth. So I went to private school my whole life.
Mhm,
I was always more advanced when I was younger than like majority of my class.
mhm,
Um, Probably because I was like the oldest one in the class. But also when I got into high school, it's kind of more when I was like on my own. My older brother had a baby when he was in college. So I lived with my grandma. So she would fly up to go to Oregon to go help out with the baby.
okay.
Both my parents are not really that stable,
Mhm,
money wise, mental wise. You know, they abuse alcohol or drugs. So I did not want to stay with them because their personalities are just, you know, not a match to mine.
right.
So yeah, I mainly stayed at my grandmother's house and I would be by myself a lot. So I probably lived on my own since I was like 15, 16, around there.
Okay.
So yeah, I spent a lot of time on my own, which caused me to grow up faster. I made a lot of, you know, wrong decisions, but that led me to be wise now.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of like my upbringing.
Is there a lesson maybe your grandmother taught you, or even your parents? Was there any particular like lesson they may have given you?
Don't don't rely on nobody, I say. Not to rely on anybody. Um, Not even them. So I've always made sure I was good in every aspect of life and not needing anybody for anything.
Right.
And yeah, that's probably the biggest one that I was taught.
Okay. Have you experienced betrayal yet in life?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
A lot? You seem like you're like, oh yeah.
Not a lot because I learned from it and I know how to prevent it from ever happening again. And like what I was saying, you don't need anybody. Then no one could really betray you. My both my parents, yes, I don't know my dad like that. So there's one. My mom is the no, I'm not even gonna say anything bad on here, but yeah, my mom would be another one. My grandma, sometimes my brothers, close friends.
Mm, okay.
Hmm.
What's
I
the
received It's so crazy because I've received more loyalty from a man that I deal with
right?
than my own family or friends, which is kind of backwards for most people. So,
It's hard to betrayal almost always comes from someone close to you. Like it never really
mhm.
comes from like an enemy or even a friend. Like friends don't sometimes, but
Yeah, I've
often.
had a couple of those. Just a couple though, not a lot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, all right. What's the biggest misconception about you?
Mm, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that. I don't know what someone you're talking about, like what people would think, but it's not that. Um, I think people think that I'm like this kind of don't have nothing to do with anything, but people think I'm like maybe like extra girly or like I have a high pitched voice or I'm short.
Hmm,
And I'm not none of that. I'm very tall. I'm a tomboy. I'm like, you know, very chill, very cool,
right.
very easy to talk to. Even though I don't look approachable, I am approachable. I'm very nice, I would say. But a lot of people say or comment on my Instagram like, oh, I think I saw you before, but I was scared to say something like you
Yeah.
look intimidating or this and that. But I'm very cool. I'm a very cool person. So maybe that's probably it.
I was in the room with Rihanna one time. I
Oh, how was
swear.
that?
Oh, I know how. I don't know because I didn't go over there. I was
Oh,
so scared. I couldn't get over it. I couldn't get past it. I was like, I was so nervous. I just didn't do it. I was like, yeah, I'm not. My business partner on the other side, I'm more of an introvert. Like I'm like
yeah, same.
you know what I'm saying? So
I'm an introvert up until it's time to network.
right,
Like when it's time to network and I see somebody worth networking, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna definitely do that. But
right.
yeah, like when I saw Beyonce, I don't know, like I thought I would be like, oh shit, like I can't say anything. No, Beyonce, like I had to say
Ah.
something to her. She walked right by me. I had to say something, and she actually stopped to talk to me. So
What's up?
you never know. Like if you show confidence in yourself with still giving them their space, that's
Mm-hmm.
really their biggest thing. Like they just want their respect and their space,
Right.
regardless of who it is. Like, and if they still ain't fucking with you, then that's a personal problem that they have. But from what I've noticed, if I respect someone's space, their time, talk to them with respect, like they're a person, they usually respond in a really beneficial way for me. So
Right. Now I see you got the Nipsey. I guess that's the.
yeah, I have a couple. I have another one over there too.
Did he mean anything to you, like in particular? I
Oh
mean,
yeah, of course. LA legend,
yeah.
all that, for sure. I actually got to work with him with modeling and music. So, and that's the first time I've only artist I've ever got to do both with. I was actually the first marathon model for the
Oh,
marathon clothing. So,
cool.
yeah, we actually have a couple commercials. If you play Picture Me Rolling, there's the marathon commercial in the beginning of that video, and I'm in that video. But yeah, so yeah, that's my dog.
Shout out to Nip. I was blessed to have met him and be on a panel with him one time.
Yeah,
So
anyone that got to meet him is blessed. You're blessed for sure. That's how I look at it. If you ever got to meet him, it's crazy. His energy is crazy.
oh, it's still here too. That's the crazy
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
still here.
it's crazy.
I was
hmm
bumping Nip just like yesterday or something, and I'm like, this guy. I'm like, I think he was assassinated because he was so powerful that I was like, this guy was super powerful. So yeah, Nip's
hmm
here with us.
hmm
Oh, I gotta get from you now that we're on top top five producers. Can you give me your top five rappers?
Rappers. Okay, number one,
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Number
Okay.
one is Jay-Z. That's my ultimate everything. I kind of look at him as a dad that raised me.
Right.
So
Right.
um I've always just paid attention to his word and the stuff he got to talk about with not having no father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Um Probably I've done this before, but I feel like I change it every time I do it. Eminem, just because like I was talking about earlier, Eminem was one of my really favorite artists, and he's probably one of the best rappers to ever live. Um Kodak Black of today. Kodak Black. Okay.
Okay.
Kodak
Okay.
Black is the only artist that could actually get me out of my bag, like out of pocket. I get out of
Oh,
pocket whenever Kodak comes on. So
okay.
definitely Kodak. I don't care what I'm doing in that moment. If I hear Kodak Black, I'm instantly very happy. Like I
Wow.
love Kodak's music. So that's three. You're really putting me on the spot here. Probably I don't know. I'm really stuck to them three. Probably.
Oh,
Hmm.
no Kendrick or okay. I'm not trying to put you on the
Kendrick is
spot.
hard. Kendrick is hard. I fuck with Kendrick. It's
Yeah.
just old Kendrick. Like I really like when I first got into high school is when he really started to like pop off. And for that I'll say Kendrick just because like he really changed the way I looked at rap music forever. So yeah, Kendrick. Oh, how can I? Duh, that's why I'm missing the one and only Drake. The one and only Drake. Duh, I have to put
Yeah.
Drake up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kendrick, Kodak, Drake. Jay-Z, Eminem. That's who I'd say.
Do you think you could? So
If I could have one more, I'm gonna put Doja Cat just because I love Doja Cat.
people
So
don't know that she raps. Like they don't really,
she can rap.
they don't like. Yeah, I'm like,
She
yo,
can rap.
this chick raps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she's like a really good rapper. So definitely Doja Cat.
You know what I was just thinking? I've seen how Nas and Hit Boy have done like 3 projects back to back, and it's given Nas like new life. I was thinking like maybe you should try to get a album, a whole album with Jay-Z. You know what I mean? So then you could do like, like the updated version beat wise for him, help him.
I actually do have a lot of Jay-Z type beats. Our whole album is a push. I don't know if he fucking with that. I don't know if he, of course I would not turn it down, but I'm not even gonna think that that's realistic.
It's realistic. What you're doing right now?
Maybe one. I could probably get one beat on there.
I think the way I'm looking at the best projects now, they're all produced by one person. Most of the best projects now are produced by one person. So that's one thing. And plus, I think some young energy would help. You know what I'm saying? It's just a thought, something we could put in the atmosphere and see if it happens. You know what I mean? Just a thought. Yeah, so any final words? What's next? Where to find you? All that good stuff?
What's next? I do have some exciting placements coming out next month.
You can't tell nobody, but all right.
I'm gonna say it. So I got a Rae Sremmurd placement coming out next month. Okay. Some stuff with Saweetie. So that's confirmed. I don't want to talk about nothing that's not confirmed. Okay. But yeah, so I got them 2 coming up next. I'm really excited about both. Catch me in the music video. Cudi. I got a couple songs on the Cudi album, and I'm gonna be in the music videos. Featuring Lil Yachty. So yeah, there's that. And you can find me at Cydney Christine with a C, CYDNEY Christine for Instagram. And TikTok, CC on the beat, the with an A, THA. Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind giving a quick shout out to all hip hop? I'll cut that off and
Okay. Let me get centered. Okay, so what am I saying?
Just whatever. I don't know how you say it. Shout out all hip hop, or I don't know,
Okay. It's Lil CC here. Thank you so much, all hip hop, for having me. Thank you. That was a great interview, and see you guys next time.
All right. Appreciate you. Anything you wanted to cover that we didn't touch on?
No, that's it. But you got to cut out that AB part. Everything else is cool, but I legally cannot say that man's name. So if you could just cut that out.
All right, I'll make sure he cuts that out.
But that's it. Everything else is cool. You can put whatever else in there.
Okay, sounds good. Trying to think. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. Can't wait for our next one. If I get bigger than what I am now, I ain't gonna forget about you.
Please don't, because you know what? I've been used and abused.
No, I got you. I got to do another one in person next time.
All right, definitely. When you touch down in New York City, let us know. Well,
I'm there all the time, so for sure, I got you.
Okay, we got a studio right in Times Square.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
we'll do that. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care.
Bye. You too.